I'm Reen Schwarzer, and you're listening to the Giant Sword Podcast. Microphones, activate!
Hello, and welcome to this week's Giant Sword Podcast. I'm your party leader, Nick Lynn. Joining my party today is Taylor Hoyt. Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, good to be back.
Good. It seems like we've been gone for like a month, but it's only been a week, and we just are late this week.
I know, just the flying, the long work days. I basically didn't have a weekend. Saturday and Sunday, I worked both days just so we could get caught up on work stuff. But yeah, nice to kind of finally record.
Yeah. Oh, yesterday we were going to record yesterday, which is a Monday. Normally we record on the weekends, but we were all both busy. But Monday, I was just so drained. I was sleeping like the entire day. It was weird.
Yeah. Well, thankfully, we delayed it because there wasn't really a lot of news to talk about, which, we'll get to the little bit of news, but maybe it was for the better that we delayed it a little bit because there wasn't a whole lot going on this week in terms of news.
Well, we're not going to delay it next week, so we're going to be doing it on Saturday, and it's going to release on time this week.
Okay.
All right. So, Taylor, you are Mr. News Guy today. All right.
Am I? Okay.
Yes. So you have a computer in front of you. I do too.
I do.
I don't want to look at it. So what is the news of the week?
Well, so the first piece of news, which B Cop said this already got announced, but it wasn't this specifically, but they announced a complete, super duper complete version of Kingdom Hearts. It's called Kingdom Hearts. The story so far, which includes 1.5, 2.5, and 2.8, all in one package for $40, comes out October 30th, and it's only on PS4.
And you have 2 months to beat every single game. Good luck with that, guys.
That is not going to happen. Well, not for me. There's just too many other games I want to play before it comes out. I'm just like, I'll watch a recap or something. But that's cool that they have all of it in one place if you want to catch up, or maybe you only play Kingdom Hearts 3 and you want to go back. But you've played them all, so this has no value to you. But
I didn't play them all. I played the important ones.
The important ones. So you know what's going on.
Yeah,
though.
Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, Birth by Sleep, Dream Drop Distance. That's the ones I played.
Did you play the 2.8 or the 0.2 prologue or whatever?
And that one, yes, I played that one too.
Okay.
But I read about the other stories. So I was like, I don't really want to watch a 2-hour movie of it. I'm just going to read about it. And that's what I did.
Yep. Exactly. I mean, that's a good value. Only $40 for one. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games and movies. That's pretty good. So if you're looking just for pure dollar value, it's hard to beat $40 for all that.
That's about 300 hours worth of content right there.
Seriously.
If you could play.
Oh no, go ahead.
It's like if you could play Kingdom Hearts back to back to back to back to back. You could only stand Donald Duck's unconscious body in your party for so long.
Exactly.
Well, luckily in Birth by Sleep and in Dream Drop Distance, it's not really a problem because he's not in your party.
Oh, that's good. So this next piece of news is more, I don't know why they're doing it. We can speculate on why this happened, but basically Konami relaunched their Suikoden portal website. So if you go there, it lists all the games and stuff like that, and I don't really understand.
I understand. I could totally tell you right now.
They're all coming to mobile.
No, not all coming to mobile. They're finally going to announce a new Suikoden game.
You think so?
Yeah, and it's going to be a pachinko machine.
Oh, there you go. There it is. I was like, when's the trolling coming? There it is.
Wait, didn't they do that before? They're like, here's the new Silent Hill game, and it's a pachinko machine.
They did, but do people really care that much? Like, why would they relaunch a website just for a pachinko thing? That seems really weird.
Or maybe they're finally like, people like replaying classics. Let's make a remastered version of every single one. A collection.
That's interesting. Huh. Well, they were talking about some PSP remasters, or they mentioned something like that. So I don't know if they're going to bring any of this back, but I have a feeling that Konami is they wanted to let the whole Metal Gear thing just kind of settle. And I think they're going to be kind of coming back because they're doing that Castlevania thing, right? The Symphony of the Night and I think Rondo of Blood is the game.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing that collection. They might do an HD collection with Suikoden, or like you said, maybe they'll put a new game out because it's been a really long time since I think Suikoden 6 or Tactics, or I don't know what the last game was, but it's been a while.
They're going to bring back DDR and make it not crap.
I'm actually not kidding. Did you hear that they're making a live-action DDR movie? It's like, I'm done.
I'm done.
It's over. Yeah, no, I saw that. I'm like, what is that even about? If it's like, is it about the game? Unless it's like ironic and it's about like a guy being good at the game, like who cares?
Is it Hollywood or is it Japan movie?
I have no idea. I didn't really look into it. I just saw the headline somewhere. So don't know.
I mean, they are making, unless they already made it. Yeah, they already made it, right? The freaking Rampage movie.
They did. They did make a Rampage.
And aren't they making a Tetris movie too?
They are. I don't even know what that's about. They haven't shown anything, but I've heard that.
It's like, okay, we need to make a movie. What is a name that's familiar? Taco Bell. We're making a movie off it.
Done. Taco Bell the movie.
Taco Bell the movie. It's gonna happen.
Harold and Kumar go to Taco Bell. Make it happen.
Yeah, there you go.
And then there's only like one other piece of news. I think this is much more interesting than anything so far. So there's been talk that there could be a offline version of Dragon Quest X. And so let me read some of the quotes. So it says, former Dragon Quest X producer Yosuke Saito, who stepped down from the position on August 25th, said, even within the traditional Dragon Quest series, Dragon Quest X is packed with excellent stories. Talk of an offline version often comes up, and I don't think the possibility is zero. It would be great if we could introduce it to fans to play somewhere. Overseas, Dragon Quest X has not been released, and the 3DS was also not as prevalent overseas, and there are people who are going from Dragon Quest 8 to Dragon Quest 11.
Yep.
Which I think is really funny that they're that aware, which is good. They understand, where the Western fans are. Then the last bit says, since Dragon Quest X has tons of rich stories, I would like to make something that can tell those stories, including to players overseas. So that seemed to kind of come out of nowhere that they're like wanting to make an offline single player version of Dragon Quest X, which is an MMO for people that don't know. It's it's like an online MMO.
Yeah. So they're gonna try to make it like White Knight Chronicles, which is just like an offline MMO. That's what it feels like. I guess.
I mean that's an interesting idea. And I think the funniest part is that they are they're so aware that everybody's like they play 8 and they play 11. That's it. Like they barely played 9 on the DS, even though I think it sold really well here. But
not as much as 11, I bet.
I have no idea how well 11 is selling. Hopefully well, but we don't have Steam Spy anymore.
It's not selling well.
Is Valkyria Chronicles?
Yep.
It is not. Every time I look at like the Amazon charts or the Switch digital sales, it's always like way far down there, and it makes me really sad. But
that's for later.
Yeah, but so if they made like a single player MMO, would you give it a try after having played 11?
I haven't beat 11.
But you played it, and have to have an opinion, probably.
No, I think the next Dragon Quest game is probably going to be Dragon Quest Builders 2.
Okay. Probably not quite as long. There's a bit more of a flow to it. I'm telling you, if you're curious, I would try Builders, just Builders 1 for either Switch or PS4, just to see if you like it. You can get it really cheap, I'm sure, by now.
You know what I did get for cheap, and I totally forgot that I ordered.
What's that?
It's
Bloodborne?
It's another unopened game on my desk, on my shelf. Oh my gosh, I can't get it. Oh my god.
Your whole shelf's going to fall over.
Bam.
I can't see. Oh, is that Disgaea 1?
Disgaea 1 complete.
Wow.
I looked at my phone this morning at work, and it was like, Disgaea 1 complete. It's shipping soon. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, okay. I guess I have that.
I guess that's a game that I need to play now.
So I have both Disgaea 1 and Disgaea 5 unopened on my desk. You
just buy all of them and just never open them and never play them.
I do. I have 1 right here, 5. I have 3 on the Vita, 4. Where's 4? Right here. Here's 4. I have D2, and then Disgaea 5. I've never played like any of them. I've only played Disgaea 1.
At least you're supporting the series.
Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know why I keep buying them. I need to play them.
Or just stop buying them.
I don't know. I realized, I'm like, wait a second. I have every single Disgaea game pretty much except for 2. That's funny.
I thought I remember you having it. That was on PS3, right?
2? No, 3.
3 and 4 on PS3. Never mind.
Yeah, 3 still had like the old PS2 graphics, so it was all like pixely, and then 4 went with the HD ones.
Right. Yeah, 3's the kind of like the Magic School one, if I remember right.
Yeah. You played with 4. You played as a character with 4 eyes.
Yeah, and it's voiced by Ed from Fullmetal Alchemist.
Really?
It's the same voice actor, I'm pretty sure.
He does everything.
He does. He's in a lot. He was in Oran High School Host Club.
Yep. Except I was like, all I hear is Ed being very girly. It's kind of weird.
Yep.
Yep. What was the last thing? Sakuden, right?
No, it's Suikoden, and then the Dragon Quest 10.
Would you play Dragon Quest 10? Are you even gonna play Dragon Quest 11?
I am. So I'm in the middle of a couple games right now, which again we'll get to in a sec. But I want that to be my next game. So I'm playing. I'll just say I'm playing. So I'm playing Valkyria Chronicles 4 and Spider-Man, and then after that I want to play Dragon Quest 11 and Mega Man 11. Hey, 2 11s. That's funny. But because like I was playing Valkyria Chronicles and I'm like, man, these missions are really intense. I need like something that's a little bit more easy breezy. And so I bought Spider-Man as sort of like my in-between type of game. So I think that's what I'm going to do.
Man, Spider-Man's very intense. I need another in-between.
No. Well, I got like way too addicted to Spider-Man and I've barely been playing Valkyria Chronicles.
Spitter. So what you need to do is you need to destroy Spider-Man, and
that's what I'm trying to do. Trying to get the platinum. I'm like 50-something%.
Oh, nice.
I haven't beat it yet, but close.
Good.
So should we just jump into that then, I guess?
Yeah, I think it's better. No, I was going to say Mega Man and Dragon Quest 11. What is this, The Land Before Time?
What were they thinking?
What were they thinking?
Have you played Mega Man 11 yet? Besides the demo, like have you bought it?
No. I'm actually avoiding everything Mega Man 11. I don't want to see it. So I keep seeing
it's
like
a platformer.
I know, but I don't want to see the levels. I want to experience them myself. And I keep seeing like all these Let's Plays like, let's play Mega Man 11. I'm like, no. I'm not going to.
I don't want to.
I'm going to play
Can't make me.
I'm going to play it later.
Yep. Yeah.
Taylor.
Nick.
So how was that swimsuit DLC? Go ahead.
I'm not far enough yet. You have to be at chapter 10, or you have to have beaten chapter 10, and I'm not quite that far.
You're at chapter 2, right?
But it's good. No, I'm on chapter 6 right now.
Nice. Now explain your thoughts on VC4.
So the general consensus has been it's just more Valkyria Chronicles 1, and they're not wrong, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Because I beat Remastered earlier this year, actually like about a little over a month ago, and it's like I would say it's now one of my all-time favorite JRPGs, if not one of my all-time favorite games. And this one takes the formula, and then there's new classes. They got rid of the scout cheese because basically most missions were just capture a point, and you could just give an order so you don't take crossfire damage, and then you just run to the base and capture it, and you could just easily beat a lot of missions of Valkyria Chronicles 1.
Okay, so what was Kraft and Kimpy talking about? Talking about like their orders that were cheesing it, and like they could.
Are you talking about 1 or 4?
I don't know. They were talking about something on Discord.
I don't know specifically what they were talking about, but I know in 1 you could cheese it with orders. So basically, you had these really OP orders where, for one, you could you take like less crossfire damage. Normally, if you run across a shock trooper and you're a scout, you're just gonna get killed. But you can give this order and they take way less damage, and it's super broken. So you just take one scout, like I said, you just run to the end and then you beat a mission. But this one, I haven't really got too many overpowered orders yet. You really have to think, and they're really intense. Like you have to. There's a lot of verticality, so like there's a new mechanic where you can repair ladders and like get to higher ground. And so there have been a lot of missions where like half your squad's on higher ground and half your squad's lower, and the higher squad has to like make room for the bottom one, otherwise they're going to get sniped or ambushed. So that's been kind of neat. You have to like really be thoughtful with what you're doing. And there's a new class, the Grenadier or the Grenadier, however you want to say that. And that is a really interesting twist because it's like they carry this big backpack, and then they have to like, you can't just like hold the trigger button and aim like with the other classes. You have to like, it takes time to set the thing up and prepare it. So if you're in the middle of crossfire, you get killed. But yeah, it has crazy range, does tons of damage. It can actually be used as crossfire, like when the enemy's running, which is pretty cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's slow to reload, but that's happened a lot of times where it'll kill somebody while they're running, so when it's the enemy's turn.
So you just have it defending a certain spot.
You could, yeah. Usually I kind of try to pair it up with somebody with a normal gun, so they don't get because if they're like super close, they can't do anything. Like the arc isn't deep enough or curved enough to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, if you like Valkyria Chronicles 1, you'll like this. More of the same.
Okay, so how's the story so far? I mean, I played the demo, and it ended with Soon becoming, like, crazed. And she was like, I can't do it! And then it just ends. So, how's the story?
They do some really interesting things. So me and Kimpy were talking about this. So there's this one chapter where they give you 3 battles like really quickly in a row. And as the player, you're like, oh man, I'm like so exhausted. Like in the last game, it's usually 1 battle per chapter, and then it goes to the next chapter.
Mm-hmm.
But in this one chapter, you play like 3 in a row, and you're just like, oh my God, I'm so exhausted. Give me a break. Give me some story. But then as the player, or in the story, your squad just keeps getting sent out on mission after mission, and they're also tired. Like, oh God, can we get a break? So I just thought from a design perspective, that was kind of interesting.
So you're feeling what they're feeling.
Exactly. Yeah. So I thought that was kind of cool. But so there's a whole new aspect that is coming into play with the weather. So normally you're just playing, but now they're like, oh, winter's coming early, and it's like cutting off our supply line and stuff like that. So I feel like I'm just getting into the interesting part of the story. I would also say that Valkyria Chronicles 1 was so much more about Welkin and Alicia, like their relationship, and obviously the other characters come into play.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, it feels like the squad
Class 7, let's go. More important.
Yeah, that's basically, yeah, Welcome would just be like Squad 7, whatever. But there's another cool thing they do with story now. So they have, I believe we said this. I think we said this on a podcast a long time ago, but I was like, for Valkyria Chronicles 4, I want social links. Mm-hmm. And so there is something very similar to social links in Valkyria Chronicles 4.
Isn't that like
squad stories? And
isn't that a way to get like new orders and stuff like that?
So it's not new orders, but like, you know how in Valkyria Chronicles 1 you would have characters and it's like, oh, this character like so-and-so and so-and-so or whatever?
Yeah.
So if you pair characters that like each other enough in a battle, a squad story will appear with like 3 of them, for example. And then there is a side mission that you can do. And once you do the side mission, they all gain an extra potential, which happens if like you're just in a battle and they're running and the right scenario pops up, then higher accuracy or can take more damage or whatever.
I like how they call the negative potentials to still potentials, like potential allergies. Run slower. Aw. That's his potential. He has allergies.
Yep. The potential to get sick. But I like that because I think I'm already 13 hours into the game and I'm only on chapter 6 of 18. And I beat the original in 20 hours. So this game is hefty. There's a lot of side content that's interesting. Because before, the side characters are like, they're just side characters. They're just there.
They were like different parts of the story, right? Like in the book, it's like a little tiny like page. Like, okay, let's see what's some side stuff. And they're like,
yeah. There's like a whole new sub page or whatever with squad stories now. I really like that addition. You get to learn more about your troops' individual stories. Some of them are funny. Some of them are like heartwarming or sad or whatever. So I would invest in that because your troops get better skills and you learn more about them. It it fleshes everything out, which is cool.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Anything else? Any other JRPGs have you tried out?
Any other JRPGs I've tried out? No, I mean that. I finished Torna. Did I talk about that on the last podcast? I don't think so.
I don't think so. No, I mean,
no.
I think you talked about Torna, but you didn't talk about your final thoughts.
Yeah, so I beat Torna. Took me 17 hours, and I think that is just like that game made me think that like not every JRPG needs to be this grand, epic, amazing thing. Like it was cool to see just this, a smaller scale story. Like obviously it plays into the bigger story of 2. It leads into 2 because it's a prequel. But it was just neat to see how it was so much more streamlined. Like you go to parts that you go to in the main game, but obviously it's 500 years before, so there's no towns or anything. But it's just, like I said, much more streamlined. Each character only gets 2 blades. You don't collect blades.
But that's the fun.
No, I hated that. I mean, I liked the collecting.
You hated the randomness.
Well, the randomness and like all the skills you needed. In this one, it was just so much easier to like level your skills up.
I'm gonna go off a tangent here. You know what they should have done with blades? They should have made blades like none of these random generic blades, right? You had to like go on side quests and explore like caves or something to find special blade crystals, and that's how you got the special blade crystals. That's what they should have done.
Totally agree. Yeah, because the generic ones, it's like whatever. Like, yeah, make them all unique. Make them all have specific abilities that need to be used. Like you get some in the main campaign, but then, like you said, if you go on these epic side quests, then you get really powerful ones.
Yeah. Like that's the way you find blades. That's what they should have done. Like you have to go out of your way and explore the world to find blades. So Xenoblade Chronicles 2, better do that.
Funnily enough, though, beating Torna made me want to go back and replay the base game, because buying Torna you get the DLC. I think you get extra characters and
you get advanced
extra blades.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and a bunch of rare core crystals and stuff. So
there's one important DLC that's the best DLC of all time.
The swimsuit DLC.
It is a staple in every JRPG.
I know it seems like every JRPG now has swimsuit DLC.
And it's not just for the girls; it's for the guys too. So, girls out there.
For the ladies, yeah, there's something for those pretty anime boys. But if I played it, it'd be like a new game plus. So I'm just like blowing through the boring parts, but just re-experiencing the story. And I liked how they refined it. It's cool. It's a cool piece of content. And I was trying to I went on this binge looking up short JRPGs, like whatever short means these days, because
most of them are on PS1, Taylor.
They are, yeah. There's some short PS1 JRPGs, some on PS2, but like it's hard to find a JRPG that's shorter than 40 or 50 hours, especially now. Like everything, it's like if you're not 60 plus hours, it's like not worth doing.
So here's a tip, Taylor. If you ever feel like playing Legend of Legaia, which is a short JRPG, 20, 30 hours, right?
Yeah.
Don't play it on your PS3 because at the end of the game there's a bug that doesn't allow you to move forward.
The digital version, or if you play with your disc?
On your disc. And it is playing it on a PS3. The PS3 emulation just doesn't work. Crashes.
So weird.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
So I played on the PS3 and I did not know that, and I was like near the end of the game, and there's like this part where you go into like this mirror and you float and it just crashes every single time, and I'm like, what the hell? And Connor was like, dude, I feel so bad for you, you're like at the end of the game. And I'm like, ugh.
That happened to you twice, because if you were where you said you were, you're pretty much at the end of Chrono Cross too.
It's true, yeah. But if I only had a memory card adapter for the PS3, those are so hard to find now and super expensive. I would be able to transfer it over to a memory card, I think. So, but
well, good to know. I think I have a copy of that, so I might have to.
It's a fun game. I haven't played it. I can't think in Taylor scale. There is random battle, so that might annoy you, but I like the characters, and it's was it cryptic? I don't think it was very cryptic. It just tells you go here. Okay, go in there. Like,
yeah, that's the hard part I'm finding when I try to look back at old games. Is a lot of them are extremely cryptic. Like Final Fantasy was really good. Like it would highlight, like, oh, we should go to Cosmo Canyon or whatever. It tells you.
There's always like one character that you could talk to, and it says like, oh, we should be heading here now. It's like, okay, because Xenogears has that. Like you're like, where am I supposed to go? And then you talk to Sigrid, and he's like, oh, we should be heading over here. Or, oh, you should really talk to this person. They need your help right now. It's like, oh, okay, thank you. That's what I need to do. Speaking of Xenogears,
Nick freaked out.
I played a little bit more of it. The story started going crazy.
Are you on disc 2 yet?
I have
not.
I'm not on disc 2 yet.
Okay.
A lot of stuff is going down. Like the world is getting crazy. Things are like, what's going on? Who are these? Why is this happening? I am so confused right now. And I took a picture of a boss event that I knew like was Connor's favorite part of the game. I'm like, Connor, is this the favorite part? And he calls me. He's like, dude, so what do you think about this? What do you think about this? What do you think about this? I'm like, I'm not there yet, dude. He's like, okay, stay tuned.
He called you right when you texted him?
Yeah, he called me.
That's awesome.
I think he called me. He either called me or like sent me like 5,000 messages. It's really.
Is he back, by the way?
Yeah, he's back.
You should get him on one of these episodes, and we should do it together. That'd be fun.
Once I get farther enough in Xenogears. Did I say Xenoblade?
No, you said Xenogears.
All right.
You know what you should do? You should replay Chrono Cross. It's short. I beat it in like 25 hours, and then we should do a Chrono Cross spoiler cast. That'd be fun.
I have so much on my plate.
I know. Don't buy any more games, Nick.
They're just on. It's just on auto buy. I can't.
Just like, on auto buying, then cancel them. Cancel them, man.
No, I still need them. It's just.
I need them. I need those games
because I'm going to play them later on. You know.
We'll just wait till whatchamacallit, like Black Friday and get them cheap. I think that's what I'm gonna do with depending on how long it takes me to finish Spider-Man and Valkyria Chronicles. I might just wait till Black Friday or something like that.
For what game?
For Dragon Quest. See if I can get it cheap. I know it's already on sale for $50, which is pretty good, but it seems like games these days like wait 2 months and it's $40. Like,
yep. That's why you pre-ordered them on Amazon and they're already $40.
Yeah, they stopped that. So I remember when I did this too. I pre-ordered a ton of games before that thing shut off, but now they don't do that anymore.
Yep.
Only select games give you like a $10 credit or something. But anyway, Xenogears.
So that game is super cryptic. I have no idea what's going on.
Cryptic in the sense like story-wise, not like what you're supposed to do next.
Yeah. It's just like this is happening. I'm like, who are these guys? What are these guys? Who are these guys? That's what you say a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And Connor gave me a hint of like what's actually happening, so I was trying to think like in that context. I can't say because I will spoil stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how does this work? I mean, I really want to see the damn twist, but like things keep happening over and like. One thing, like we figured out this organization was actually like a what's it called? Like a front for a country to control the world, kind of thing. And then then apparently like this other country that was supposed to be prosperous is really like dying and is like doesn't have the resources to take on the big baddie. And I don't even know if the big baddie's a big baddie. So it's just like, oh my gosh, there's all this stuff going on. And right now that defenseless country is being attacked. And I'm like, oh God, what's happening?
Okay.
What's happening right now? Everywhere I go, things happen and everyone dies. Go away, Faye. You're the worst. But yeah, it's like...
But still enjoying it?
Yeah, it's really fun. One from Taylor scale, you will hate sometimes the random battle... frequency.
Oh, I don't know if I could ever deal with that again.
It's there's some parts where it's like battle done, instantly another one, and then for like 5 minutes there's no battle, and suddenly battle, and I'm like, this is weird. But
that drives me crazy.
But the battle system is pretty like it's fun and it's easy. And then sometimes the battles are in giant mechs, and whenever there's giant mechs involved, it's 100% better in every way. Adds 10 points to every game on a 10-point scale. So if it's like an 8 out of 10, it's instantly already an 18 out of 10. So, but yeah, that game, yeah. So it's great. It's really, I get why people are saying this is a really good RPG. It's very story heavy. So if you like story heavy games, this is your thing. The gameplay is it's like typical JRPG. You have to take care of your party members and your gears, which is cool. I was gonna say something, but I totally forgot.
Yeah, because you upgrade your gear. Your gears can't like level up like a character. You have to like get to a new shop and buy new parts and stuff.
Yeah, you buy new parts and then upgrade them. Oh man, I was gonna say something, but I totally forgot. Oh my gosh. Well, game's good. I can't wait to see. Oh yeah, now I remember. Connor said that there are so many clues in this game, like from the beginning of what's happening, that when you play it the second time, you'd be like, "Oh my gosh, how did I not see that? Oh my god, how did I not see this?" So I'm like, I kind of want to play it again and see if that's true. So
as you're playing it, are you trying to pick that up as you're playing?
I'm trying to see like things like it's like this character looks like this character. This is the weird over there. Like, why is that character there? Why are these people wearing masks? Is he like a future version of this character? So it's like, that's what I'm like. I'm thinking way out of the box, seeing if this is true.
Why is that flower there?
Yeah.
Why is that pot
so
there?
I went to this orphanage, right? And I saw this like burned ember like right on the side. I'm like, why is that there? Why is that kid saying that he likes pot? I was what? Yeah, so the game's fun.
Nice.
It's just I've been playing it on my Vita, and since I work early in the morning, whenever I play Vita, I'm like, just fall asleep. Get tired. So I stopped playing on the Vita and transferred it over back to my PS3 so I could play it without falling asleep. Because, if I get comfortable and my body's like, "Oh, you're comfortable now? Time to take a nap." I'm like, "No, body, I want to play game."
And I hate that.
It's like, I know I woke up at 4. Okay, let me play games, please. So, yeah. I think my body's trying to like cope with that right now because every day for the last few days I've been coming home. I get home, eat my lunch, which is like at 10:30, 11 now, and I get really tired and fall asleep, and then I'm like in bed until like 6.
Jeez.
And I'm not sleeping. I'm just laying down like, oh my god, I'm so tired. And today,
what? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was saying today I fell asleep again. I took my nap. I got home at 12, but I woke up at 1. So I'm like, okay, finally, I'm getting like my body's stabilized. I could finally play games again, which I'm probably gonna do after this. I'm gonna play some Xenogears.
I would say a tip that I heard somewhere is like I think naturally your body just gets tired after you eat. Like if you eat and you feel like you're gonna lay down, like literally eat and then walk around your cul-de-sac once.
Yeah, I heard that too.
And then
I should totally do that.
Just see if it changes at all, because it's just your body kind of burning that off or trying to get the energy up. Because I've had that too. Like
hard.
It is, but hopefully you'll feel better and you'll have more energy and not knock out. Because I remember. I guess this is not quite the same, but I used to do the same thing when I was doing overnight. But I guess going to sleep in the morning is probably what I'm supposed to do. But anyway.
So that's what I'm playing. I haven't played Dragon Quest 11 in a while. I've just been playing Xenogears. I need to get back to Dragon Quest.
I think you need to make like a backlog plan for the rest of the year, because you have so many. Like you have Octopath Travel, you have all those Disgaeas. You have Dragon Quest. You have Torna. Like, what are you planning on playing next?
Okay, so to many people's dismay, I am not going to be playing Octopath Traveler. I'll be playing that way like when I have like no games to play. So that's
just not interested in, or why not?
It's past, and it's like it's still kind of new. It's past already, but it's still kind of new, so it's still in everyone's mind. So I'm just gonna wait until it's out of everyone's mind, and then I'll play it again.
Play it before the end of the year, so for like game of the year type discussions, just to say that you put in enough time, but
just mess with it a little bit.
Yeah.
I think
Torna's short.
No,
I mean,
that's the next one I'm gonna be playing. I'm gonna be playing Torna.
Okay.
And then after that, I'm gonna try like Dragon Quest is like I'm playing in between everything. That's my in between game.
Got it. I will say for you and for everybody else that is considering playing Torna, do every side quest as you get them, because there's this really annoying thing, which is very similar to Tales of Exilia 2, which I hated. But because I did it as I went, it wasn't as bad. But you need to do side quests to build up this. There's a mechanic called community, and you need so many community members at one point to like advance the story. So just do them as you get them, and it won't be as tedious later.
So, side note.
Yeah.
In Tales of Zestiria, when you get Purple Star side quest, do them while you get them. So you don't have to go you don't have to, you get to this point in the story where it's like, you got to find these things, which is all the purple stars in the world. So
Hey, Nick.
you don't want to do that.
Nobody's playing Tales of Hysteria because it's a terrible game.
No, everyone needs to play Tales of Hysteria if you want to get into game design and you want to be a
trash.
It's not trash.
It's trash.
There's one game that's trash, and it's called Tales of Symphonia, and we'll talk about it later because it's actually a question in our thing. Speaking of questions, should we go to that now?
We could. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. So are you planning on buying any other games until the rest of the year, like JRPG wise? Because I'm trying to think if there's any other ones coming out.
Let's see.
I don't think there are.
Everything on my pre-order list. Let's see. Teeth in the tongue, tooth in the lips.
I don't think so.
Oh yeah, there is. Yes, there's definitely.
The only JRPG that I know of that comes out this year that I know you're definitely not going to play are the Let's Go Pikachu Eevee games.
What's this? December 11th, 2018. What's that? It says no image.
Is that Remy lore?
No, it's not. What the heck? It doesn't say anything.
There's no title.
Yeah, there's no title.
It was an announced game.
I know what it is. It's the new manga. Trails of Cold Steel, January 22nd. Gonna replay that at that time.
I'm surprised.
Oh, okay. Here you go.
I'm surprised those don't come out on the same day. Like if those Amazon dates are to be believed, one comes out in January and then one comes out in March, which is weird.
No,
like why not just put them out on the same day?
It says here on mine. It says they both come out Tuesday, January 22nd. But I don't think that's true.
Okay. Because I saw one where one came out in January and the other one was like in March at some point. So
okay,
we'll have to wait and see.
Here we go. Next game that's coming that I'm getting is The World Ends With You Final Mix.
Oh yeah, that's like soon. Isn't that like next week or something, or the week after?
That is this week on Friday.
Oh my god. Okay.
After that, jeez, January's packed.
January is insane, dude. Tales of Vesperia, Resident Evil,
Tales of
Kingdom Hearts,
Trails of Cold Steel,
and Trails of Cold Steel is gonna have to wait.
Yeah,
there's too many other things. Sorry. I will buy that when it comes out with 2. Okay. But I definitely want to buy and replay that.
Yeah, that's it. That's the next one that I'm getting is. That's a JRPG. Is World Ends With You. Soul Calibur 6 is also in October, and then the rest is in December and January.
Cool.
And whenever Remy Lore comes out.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that game. Like it had a September date, and then it just like randomly had a December 31st date. So I don't know when that's gonna come out.
What is this? What is this?
I don't know.
Did I do this twice? I swear.
You did.
If I ordered it twice, I'm gonna be pissed.
You ordered it twice.
I think I did order it twice.
You baka.
I am a baka. All right. So you want to do questions now?
Sure.
All right. Let's get the thing going.
Well, the first question is pretty much exclusively for you.
For me, yeah. From Shia MS. More specifically for Nick. From where does your deep-seated hatred for Tales of Symphonia originate? Is it Jesus Sean? Colette? From what I've played, it's not terrible. It's awful. It's the worst thing ever. Okay, so my hatred is kind of exaggerated. I'd play it up because it's funny, because everyone else loves it, and I like freaking people out. Remember when I did that to Ben and Brad, and they're like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, what?"
Like, come on, man.
Yeah, it's like, no, it's the worst game ever made.
Terrible.
So, back when I was a wee lad, I played 2 Tales games called Tales of Destiny and Tales of Destiny 2 on the PS1. Tales of Destiny 2 is actually Tales of Eternia, by the way. It's not the real Tales of Destiny 2.
Oh my god.
So I played that. Never played Tales of Symphonia. This is the early days of the internet. So like, forums were the thing. There's no social media. It was only forums. So I'd always look for Tales of forums to talk about Tales games, and everyone would frickin' talk about Symphonia. And that is it. Just Symphonia. And I was like, I want to talk about these games. And they would be like, what is that? Is that like a sequel to Tales of Symphonia? And I'm like, really?
So basically, the camp that you're in is basically what the equivalent of being a Final Fantasy VI fan when everybody loves Final Fantasy VII. They're like, 6 is way better. Why is everybody talking about Final Fantasy VII? That's pretty much the exact same thing.
Kind of, yeah. But it was just really like, I would be like, so what's your favorite Tales character? And this is one I knew about Tales and Fantasia, and this is when like Abyss and Legendia were out and stuff like that. And people would always be like, Colette, Lloyd, Kratos, blah blah, all the Tales of Symphonia characters. I'm like,
wait, did you say Kratos?
Yeah, it says there's a guy named Kratos.
Oh, okay.
Who's just a Leon. Is just a copy of Leon. And it's just, that game, everything in that game is just a copy of another Tales game. People just need to see that. That's another thing that bothers me about it. I've played it. It's an alright Tales game. The characters suck ass. I'm sorry, people. They do. They're really bad. Lloyd and Colette are like the worst things ever. But
wait, are you sure you're not talking about Tales of Zestiria? Because I think that's what you mean to be saying.
Zestiria has fun characters, except Saray is just like, hey guys, I'm happy and let's do everything. But he gets like super angry in the anime, and it's really cool to see that. But yeah, it was just really irritating for me that I want to talk about Tales games, and everyone would only talk about Tales of Symphonia. Like, they never played any other Tales games. And it really irked me. And then, here's the coup de grace, all right?
Mm-hmm.
I got Tales of Fantasia PS1 on my PSP, and it was translated. The new translation patch came out, so I got that. And I played it, and it was like, oh man, this is a really good game. It's short. That Tales game is only like 20 hours long. You could beat that really quick. And it's a good game. It's the first Tales game ever made, except it was remade. But I played it, and then I started playing. I was like, you know what? I'm going to play... Where are you? I have this game. I finally have it. It's Tales of Symphonia on the GameCube. I think I want to play it now for once. And I played it. At first, it was all right. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. And then I started noticing something. Every story beat was like a carbon copy of Tales of Fantasia. And I was like, whoa, that's weird. Is this like supposed to happen?
It's like they're in the same series or something weird.
No, story beats are different in every Tales game, all right? Like, even though Tales of Eternia has the same like trope where it's you have to find the spirits to save the world, they did it in a different way. This one was like the same thing. You have to find you have to find the Earth spirits to save the mana tree, which was the same thing in frickin' Tales of Fantasia. The mana tree in that timeline was dead, so you wanted to save it from. You had to go back in the past to save it from into the future. You know, it was It's the generic mana. It's a generic mana tree trope.
It's like in Final Fantasy, how like you need crystals to save the world. It's almost like there are themes that run across series or something.
Yeah, it's a Trails trope. But in Final Fantasy VII, there's no crystals.
There's materia. They're kind of crystals.
They're not like crystals. Like the crystal is the crystal of chaos and the crystal of peace, and they fought against each other, and now there's crystals everywhere, and then you're the crystal, and your soul's the crystal, and the magic's the crystal Chronicles. Okay.
Yeah.
But no, that wasn't. It's just even the battle song for Fighting the Great Spirits is the same exact battle song for Fantasia. I am not lying. It is the same exact song. I don't
think so.
No, it's called The Fighting Spirit. All right, search it right now. You're on your computer. Okay,
I'm not gonna do it in the middle of a podcast.
Okay.
We'll look at it after.
And then so that happens, and then three scenes pop into my mind. All right, that I always remember. First is the racism against half elves, and I'm like, oh, what is this, Arch? The same thing happens exactly. It's like the same thing happens in Fantasia, where half elves are prejudiced against it. They're like, oh, you're half elf, get out of here. And I'm like, wow, really? And another one is I have to find someone gets sick, and in both games, someone gets sick, and the only way to cure him is to find the mythical unicorn. Same exact thing happens, and you find the mythical unicorn, and you get its horn. They heal the person, and then you get the what they're called, iBirds. It's the flying machines, right? Mm-hmm. So you get the flying machines, and then the scientists in both games says, "Oh, we can't power them. We need to find Volt, but too bad we don't have a summoner." Both games said this, and then randomly one of our characters says, "I'm a summoner." Like this is the same exact scene. Oh, it pissed me off so much. I'm like, okay.
Okay, so Symphonia and Fantasia are similar.
They're very similar.
Yeah. Next question.
So that's...
Get it. We've talked about this many times.
Yep.
I would love if we never talked about this again. We talk about this a lot.
That's the most in-depth I'll get for you guys. Maybe I'll do a video on it in the future.
Yeah, you should just literally make a video, so anytime a podcast listener is like, why doesn't Nick hate Symphonia? Just be like, go watch my video.
Yeah, go watch my video.
That way we don't have to keep bringing this up. It's like, okay, here we go.
But yeah, that's my in-depth thing. And everyone's gonna be like, oh, you're just what's it called? A hipster, Tails hipster. It's like, no. I play it up. I could play it, all right? What were your thoughts on Tales of Symphonia, Taylor?
I didn't really play it enough to have an opinion.
Yeah, you played it and you're like, this is too hard. This is impossible. I'm done.
Nah, I just got bored.
I remember you were having trouble with the battles because you kept getting poisoned and it kept killing your characters, and there's like no poison healing at that point in the game. Do you remember that? Here's all I remember about Symphonia is you start off in a school and then you go to like a temple or something, and like that's pretty much it. I don't really remember much from that game. Yeah. I like barely started it. Hot, isn't it?
Yeah. It's actually cold. Oh yeah, really cold. I lied. It's actually hot. That was like the best out of context scene ever. It's so good.
Yep.
And then Kraft, oh my god, Kraft found this like meme. Somebody made a shirt or something. Oh my god, it's freaking hilarious. It's like the bad drawing Lloyd, and oh god, it's amazing.
It's the wanted poster Lloyd.
Yeah, the wanted poster Lloyd. It's so it's bad wanted poster Lloyd. He's holding a cup of hot, isn't it? It's actually iced coffee, and then he's got this big like speech bubble that says "I lied." It's actually hot, and then his face is in the middle though. It's really funny. Oh my god!
I wonder if you could buy that. I'll totally buy that.
Oh my god! You should make a shirt and then sell it. Here, I don't know if you can see this, but
I mean, I can't see it. I'm sorry.
Okay, but anyway, I lied. It's actually hot.
Yeah. Or then when like Colette throws something at the boss and he like flies away, and then Lloyd's like, "Good, Colette. Good shot, Colette."
Yeah, that's like
Wait,
terribly animated. I'm like, what just happened?
Symphonia. All right.
Symphonia happened.
Spaghetti. If they were to make another Xenoblade, what setting would you want it to be in?
Okay, I've been thinking about this. I want it to be in a port town. No,
I mean, technically, every town is a port town in that game.
That's true, but you're like in the sky, not on like the sea, even though it's like the cloud sea. I don't know. That's a weird concept. I actually really like the setting of Xenoblade Chronicles X. It's just that the story and a lot of the gameplay is like terrible and it's extremely bloated. Because the premise is that like Earth is being taken over by aliens and you guys have to escape to a new planet, and so you're like resetting up the human civilization on this foreign planet, and so you're discovering this like new alien world. It's really cool. I like the premise, but they don't really do anything interesting with it.
They should make it like a survival game where you need to find these you need to find these like would you want it to have a time limit? Like you have to find certain the certain supplies within time, like a couple days, or like every week you need a certain amount of supplies. Would you want something like that?
Don't limit it like actually in time, but like maybe in the story sense, you can have it still be like, oh my gosh, we only have a day's worth of supplies, let's go get some supplies, but you can take your time doing it. I just like the setting. I like the futuristic setting. I like the mechs. I like it's kind of like it reminds me of like a zombie or like a post-apocalyptic type game, but like on an alien planet in the future.
You know what they need to port over to the Switch?
What's that? Tokyo Mirage Sessions? Yes, you're right.
That too. What else? Xenoblade Chronicles X.
No, the game is actually not. So I played 2X and Torna. X is the weakest of the three, like by far, because it gates off content. I don't know why. This is just bad design. Like don't make us grind. Don't gate off content by making us grind. Just like you need to like design it in a way so you level up appropriately and you're not having to like, oh well, you need to do 10 side quests before you can go in the story any further. I'm like, that's stupid. Like that's really dumb. And they do that in X. It's like you need to be a certain level before you can progress in the story. So it forces you to do side quests, and it's just like a really inelegant way to do that. Like I see what they're doing, and they're just like, you're not strong enough, but they're like making it super blatant.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also way too long. I think I played like 80 hours. That game should have been like 50. That game has so much bloat. Hopefully, my hope is that in future Monolith soft games, they just cut the fat. Like that's why Torna was so good. That like there's none of this bloat. Actually, there is bloat. It makes you do all these side quests.
So you're wrong.
They don't have any good games without bloat. Cut the bloat, Monolith.
They need bloat.
No, they don't know how to design a game naturally with good content. Don't make us play stuff because you want the game to be longer.
Make Xenoblade 3. I want blades back. I like that concept of blades, but make the concept like my concept, where you have to actually explore to find the blades. And then make the world not like a giant sea and you're on like big creatures. Just make it an actual continent where you could explore and there's like different biomes on that continent.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would want.
I think you would actually like X just because it's got mechs and you like the Xenoblade games.
Like, there's one thing that's wrong with Xenoblade Chronicles X.
What's that?
It's on the Wii U, and I hate playing on that.
Yep, I guarantee you, like they're almost done porting every major game. Like they're gonna do that in Tokyo Mirage Sessions next year, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Because Tokyo Mirage Sessions is basically just Persona Lite.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is. It's Persona Lite, and it has like, aren't all the summons just like Fire Emblem-esque?
Yeah, so basically you have personas that are Fire Emblem characters, but they're like slightly altered in some ways. Yeah.
All right. Next question, also from Spaghetti. What are your guys' thoughts on the rumored more powerful Nintendo Switch?
I mean, I think Nintendo's been doing iterations of their console forever, except the Wii U because it was such a failure. So this was going to happen inevitably. And if they can upgrade the power without, because sometimes if you play too long, your system gets hot because the battery's, got to do its thing. So if they can make it without the battery getting extremely hot, I'd be all over that. Because some games run super bad on handheld mode. Like I was playing Torna, and when there's a ton of effects, like it probably is not even high definition anymore. Like there were some scenes I'm like, dude, this is like 480p right now. Like what the heck?
Yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah, so some more power would be nice. I'm pretty satisfied with it otherwise. Like I think it's a good size. I like the portability. The only other thing that is really weird, and I don't know why they did this, why is the kickstand off to the side and not in the middle?
Yeah, I hate that.
I don't understand that, because you set it up and it doesn't really. It'll do its thing, but it doesn't make any sense. I don't know why they did it like that. The only thing I can think of is the fans are in the middle. So if you had it in the middle, it gets in the way of the fans. But like, move the fans out, put the kickstand in the middle so it can stand up better.
Wait, so
that was a very weird design decision.
When you played Torna, right? Did you hear your Switch? And did you feel like the hot air blowing from it when you're?
I didn't. I have had games where that happens, but I didn't play it long enough, I don't think, to where it got that bad.
I just remember playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and then I have headphones on, and I'll take them off and I hear, and I like feel the top of the console. It's like blowing out really hot air. I'm like, holy crap. That's ridiculous. But I spent about 900 hours on that game, remember?
Yeah, exactly. Only on chapter 1.
Only on chapter 1. No, because of the bug.
The bug?
Remember the bug where it adds time to your clock for some reason? And I was like, I didn't spend this much time on this game.
That happened to me with Knights of Azure 2 as well. I'm like, wow, apparently I played this game for like a couple hundred hours. Crazy.
For me, more powerful Switch, go at it. I mean, now as long as it doesn't alienate certain games like they did with the new Nintendo 3DS, then I'll be fine with it. I mean, there's no reason for me to really care right now because I don't play it that often. I only play it on certain. I mean, it's just going to become another Super Smash Brothers machine in the future. So, and then maybe some portable Grandia. But I already have that. It's on my Vita. What to do, Taylor?
The HD.
What to do? What to do? But then again,
I think
there's
some good JRPGs coming, I think.
Yeah, except Fire Emblem. That's not going to be that good. All right, from Waka. Trash. From Waka Waka Waka. Someone sell me on the Switch. Taylor, you are the expert Switch user.
I am the expert Switchman. What can I say? It's the best. It's one of the best handhelds. I mean, like it's so novel. You can play it on your TV. You can take it on the go. I mean, if you have no reason to play gaming on the go, then I guess it doesn't matter. But even if you play it at home, it's got a lot of good exclusive games. Like I think the best version of Breath of the Wild is on Switch, and I know Nick is a Zelda hater or a Breath of the Wild hater, or maybe he's just trolling. Probably all the above. But it's a really good game. The best version of Mario Kart, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, the new Switch. There's a lot of good exclusives, and then just for me, I like the ability to play it on my TV if I want to just sit in my bed, or I've been traveling a lot, so being able to take it with me is awesome as well. And I don't know. There's just a bunch of good games. They're getting a lot of ports. There's a lot of indie stuff, and I know people hate ports, but if you've missed a game or you want to play it on the go or you want to play a new version,
it just sucks. Just make sure you do some research because most ports on that system suck.
Yeah, that's for sure. Like if they're some are, you're right. Some are like absolutely terrible, and some are on parity with the others. Like I bought Valkyria Chronicles 4 on Switch, and it runs totally fine. Like I have no problems with it. So
yeah, there's some that's really bad. It's so pretty much if you want to play things on the go, certain games on the go, and if you want to play Super Smash Brothers, Mario Kart with friends. So if you don't have friends, then this is not the system for you. Yeah,
I mean there's some good exclusives potentially coming next year. Like they have Animal Crossing, Fire Emblem, Bayonetta 3, maybe Metroid Prime 4. So there's a lot of good stuff coming next year. New Luigi's Mansion, that Yoshi game. So
you know what they need to announce, right?
Resident Evil 4.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past them.
I'm surprised they haven't put a Resident Evil game on Switch yet.
What's it called? Oh my god, I can't think right now. Why can't I think?
Is it a
Rune Factory 5? There you go.
Jeez. Yes.
They need Rune Factory 5.
They sure do.
So it's the Switch. It's becoming a necessity for JRPG players. Let's just say that.
It is,
like the Vita and the PS3 were.
I would argue that it's already a better place to play JRPGs than the Vita, because Vita had a lot of like extremely niche stuff that like even we don't play, but it also had amazing stuff like Ys Memories of Celceta and Persona 4 Golden.
No, I'm just saying that you could play like all your old classic JRPGs, and it's just like you could have a portable JRPG machine. That's what I was saying.
That's true, because we're also getting all those Final Fantasies next year. I mean, we've played all of those before, but if you want to only go,
so the Switch, so the Switch is kind of might be replacing the Vita.
Nothing replaces the Vita. Vita is life, Nick.
Vita is life. From Kurt, what character would you want to give a new alternate costume to, and what would it be?
So I don't know what it would be. I was thinking about this. I think what characters need different dungeon outfits are all the characters in Tokyo Xanadu, because they just wear their normal everyday clothes and it looks really weird to me. Like, I know that's what happens in Persona and I kind of forgive it, but then after Persona 5, they have their thief outfits. They look super cool. Like, I just feel like they need some kind of...
But they're just normal kids and they're like, okay, we got to do our job. I'm too lazy
I don't really care. That's what I want. I like transforming gear stuff like Voltron. Like when they go into Voltron, they put on suits and their suits look awesome. They put on their Phantom Thief outfits. They just need some type of what is that world? I know I'm making the meme that I can't remember anything again. But what is the world they go to? The portals.
The Eclipse.
The Eclipse. Thank you. So when they go, they need like Eclipse armor or something. There's like an excuse, like, oh, we can't survive unless we put on our Eclipse armmer or something. I don't know.
Soul device is actually like turns into an armor suit.
Yes, that would be awesome. It's like Iron Man style. That would be cool. They need. I'm not saying like futuristic.
Soul device activate.
Yeah, Power Rangers, dude. I have no idea what it would look like, but just something more elaborate than their school outfits, because that
more elaborate. After a while, just put them in their swimsuits. That's all you need to do.
Nah, they need some real outfits.
Yeah, real outfits. It's good, perfect answer. I have no idea what I want. I because okay, so when I play games, when I play JRPGs, I always keep the characters in their normal outfits, because if I put them in anything else, it just ruins the thing for me. Because my first playthrough, I want it to be serious. Second playthrough is when I do all the silly stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I mean, all my like all the costumes for Tails characters is like, oh, what if they dress like this character? I already have all that. I already have swimsuit Mithra and Pyra. I'm all happy about that. That's so funny.
Well, you know
what's that?
I know. I mean, I'm surprised it took them that long.
Well, here's the question: is it swimsuits for every blade that you have, or only the main ones?
Only the main characters, like Mithra, Pyra, Poppy.
Poppy?
Yeah, Poppy.
Every version of Poppy?
I would assume. And again, my memory fails me.
Man, you need to get your memory checked, man. But
yeah.
What from also Kurt? What would you say is your best podcast episode to date?
The best one. That's interesting.
I don't know.
I thought our Persona 5 spoiler cast was really good, because we had Ben Moore on the Ally, and that was 2 hours or something like that.
Yeah, it was almost 3 actually, I think.
So it was cool to just like dump all our thoughts and to have somebody of note on there. I really like our episode with Erin Fitzgerald, where we played that game where we had her guess all her lines.
And then you just like the freak out moment at the end.
That was so funny. That was hilarious. I'll never forget that.
That was early GSP. I think that's episode 4 or 5. That is really
early. Whenever Sean, basically any time with a guest, because I'm trying to think if we ever had like just a pure good episode about something.
I mean, we had pretty good episodes. I just don't. They all blend together to me.
They do, yeah. The ones that stand out are the guest ones.
Like Connor, like ones with Connor are really good.
Yeah, he can dictate conversation pretty well. So I think those early episodes, like remember when we were doing those? It was like the essentials. It's like what are the essential like PS1 JRPGs and so on.
Yeah, it was like it's like the beginner's JRPG handbook or something like that.
Yeah, I like those.
We need to get back to that.
One episode that I remember also really liking is when Kathleen was on, and we just did an episode of just top fives. Oh, yeah. I thought that was pretty funny.
That was we record like 5 episodes in a row, and that was the last one. Like we recorded a bunch of episodes in a row because we were doing something for the next couple weeks, and so we couldn't do episodes. And then we were like, "What do we talk about now? Let's just do a bunch of top fives."
Yeah, it was fun. Like I remember, one of them was like top 5 tropes, and everybody came up with something different, and I liked that. That one was really fun. I'd go back and watch that one. That one's really neat. I like lists. I like lists.
Except those early episodes, we don't even have video. I don't even know when we started doing video. When did we start doing video?
I don't remember. It's a good question.
Mine, it is the Sean Chiplock ones.
Mm-hmm.
I like when Taylor just couldn't handle the awkwardness.
Yeah, he was like reenacting his hentai voice acting or his like hentai game voice acting. I was like, oh my god, I can't.
He was doing both. He was doing both characters. It was funny as hell.
And he was getting like really into it though. I'm like, so weird. I can't do this.
Yeah, Taylor couldn't handle it. I was just like, this is so funny. But Taylor, this is what Taylor. I'm sorry, listeners, but Taylor's just like.
Yeah, I had to take my headphones off, and I was just like, nope, can't do it.
The chat was going crazy. They're like, oh my. The first episode was actually with Sean was interesting. Totally did not expect him to join us on the podcast, but he was like, instantly was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. That was cool.
Yep, that was fun.
Just listen to our guest ones. Those are fun.
Yeah, pretty much anything with a guest. I'm going back and just looking at all the old episodes, see if anything pops up. Sean.
I kind of want to listen to our first episode with Ben Moore. Okay, you guys, let's. Do you guys want to listen? Should I tell them what the origin story of JSP came from?
I don't even know if I remember.
Yeah, it was just it's story time. Story time about the origins of Giant Sword Podcast with Nick Lind.
Mm-hmm.
I was working, and I randomly had an urge. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna message Ben Moore and see if he wants to join, do a JRPG podcast with us. And then I messaged him, and like 10 minutes later, he answers like, "Yeah, that sounds awesome." And I'm like, "Holy crap!" He messaged him. He answered back. And then I just talked to Taylor. I remember messaging Taylor like, "Taylor, we're doing a JRPG podcast now," and you're like, "Okay, get Connor." And that was it. And then we were trying to figure out. We were trying to figure out a name. We couldn't figure out a name. We're like, what's very JRPG? And Connor was just like, Giant Sword Podcast.
No. I came up with the name.
What? I thought it was Connor.
No, it was me.
Oh.
I know that for a fact. Yeah.
I think it was. And you're like, the Giant Sword Podcast. And then Connor's like, I love that name.
Yeah, something along those lines. That sounds about right. Yeah.
And then we decided we just made it. And we were doing another podcast at the time. And
that one was like more just general gaming.
It was general gaming, and I felt so bad.
Well, because as we were doing Giant Sword Podcast, it was just getting way more views. Yeah, no, and it was like tiring to do 2 podcasts in one day. It was just such a long day. The first
episode, our latest LSG cast was like 20 views, and then our first episode of Giant Sword Podcast was like 300 views, and we're like, well. And then the next episode was like 200 views. The next episode was 100 views. And I'm like, well, I guess we're going to be doing Giant Sword Podcast now.
Pretty much.
Because there was overlap because we would be talking about the JRPGs we've been playing, and then I would be playing the same thing. And get off of Facebook.
I was just on my phone and had a pop-up. Here's another one. Anytime we did a game with the back of the box, like when we started doing that game, that was really fun. I love those games.
Those are fun. We just need Connor, and then we could do those games again. Because the only reason we stopped doing it is because it would have been unfair to Maddie.
Yeah, she just hasn't played as many.
Yeah, so it was like we would play it, but Maddie would always lose because she wouldn't know.
Yep,
those are fun. Those were really fun.
We just need to do more spoiler casts because those have a ton of views. Like I'm looking at the spoiler cast, like Cold Steel has 400, Persona 5 has 1.3 thousand or 1,300.
Yep.
Trails in the Sky 200. Like we need to do more spoiler casts.
Yeah, you need to play games that I play.
Or you need to play games that I play.
We need to do Tokyo Xanadu.
Yeah, Tokyo Xanadu. Oh, I probably have to replay Tokyo Xanadu. I don't remember anything.
Just play it really quick.
There's an eclipse and there's guys that go to high school. I don't know.
You just need to watch like a playthrough. Just rewatch it, skip through it, watch it in like 2.0 speed. ×2 speed.
Cool.
But all right.
Yep.
From Kurt, thank you for that question. He has another one. What game did you love playing the first time and hated the second time? I don't think that's ever happened to me, actually.
I'm trying to think. A game, because I don't really replay JRPGs that much, and if I do, it's because I love it.
It's a game.
Like, I replayed Final Fantasy VII like countless times because I love it.
Don't think about JRPGs only. Think about other games too. Just any game that you played. Try to think.
Any game. What game did you love playing the first time and hate the second time? I'm having a hard time coming up with an answer. The only thing I can think of, and I don't really know if this counts because I didn't beat it the first time, but is Chrono Cross. Like, I remember really liking that when I was a kid, and then replaying, I'm like, I am having like zero fun.
Do you hear that? Do you hear that?
What's
Man,
going
everyone's crying in pain. Taylor,
I can't help it if the game doesn't age well.
Lives right now. Wait. I hear Brian. I think he says you suck.
He's just crying. He's crying as he's listening to the podcast. Yeah. What else? What else? Well, I'm trying to think. So,
can he change it a little bit? How about a game that we enjoyed playing the first time, but the second time we just couldn't get through it? Like, it was like too boring to play again.
So the one that comes to mind is the Resident Evil 1 remake, and it's not a bad game.
Resident Evil 1 remake?
Yeah. Have you not played that, or did you not know that there was a remake?
No, you're trying the RE remake. You know, the good Resident Evil game, the really good one. You're saying that one you don't like playing again?
Yeah, because I remember playing it the first time. I was like blown away. I was like, God, this looks amazing. They added all these new rooms. But then I remember I bought the HD version and like it looked great and it was fine. But then I was just like, I just can't do this. Like I can't play old anything anymore.
No,
that game's. I mean, it's a good game, but I played the original Resident Evil 1 like back in. I think I beat that with both characters twice, and then I played the remake, and I'm like, I'm playing this for the 6th time. Like I just can't do it.
I could play Silent Hill all the time, every time.
Well, that's good. That's good.
What I'm still trying to think of a game that I can't play again.
It would probably have to be some old. The only thing I think it was an old JRPG because most action games have aged well. Like Mega Man, I can play any Mega Man; it still holds up really well. Any Mega Man X game.
Borderlands.
It's a shooter game. It's fine.
No, I played it once and I liked it, and then I played it again, and I'm like, wow, this is boring.
Let me ask you if this counts. So I was super, super into World of Warcraft. And then I remember Brian, your brother Brian, bought me a subscription for a month. And I tried to replay it. I'm like, these games have passed me by. I'm just not into these types of games anymore.
That works.
Does that count? I would say World of Warcraft then, because I remember when, it might have been Mists of Pandaria, when that came out. I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to get back into this. I bought all the expansions and caught up, and I was playing it. And I'm just like, this game isn't for me anymore. Because it was about the community. It was about the people I was playing with, going on the raids, doing the dungeons, getting on Ventrilo every night.
It's about playing for so long that you almost dropped out of college.
Yeah, like I was on academic probation. And then on my last quarter, I had to go to the counseling office, and they're like, "Oh, you just need 4 more classes. I'll just do them and get out of here." I'm like, "Yes, thank you." I didn't even know it was bad. Yeah, it was really bad.
That's funny. Like, how did you do that? Did you like not go to class and failed some classes?
No, I went to class, but I just needed to study way more than I was studying, frankly. Ooh, it's raining right now.
Yeah, you're about to
Storms are brewing, Nick. The power could go off any second.
You're about to get hit with a hurricane. You're getting the dregs of the hurricane, by the way. It's like the path is going to you.
What about backwards? What about a game that you didn't like playing and then you replay and you're like, what game is it? Have you ever had that happen?
Nope.
Nope. I've always loved every game I've ever played. You never played a game that you didn't like ever?
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
You're talking to the guy who enjoys the thing.
It's okay to be critical of games. You know that, right?
Yeah, but I still enjoy the games I'm critical of.
That doesn't make any sense.
I still played them. Like Dead Rising 2. That game was awfully made, but it was fun. I played it. I'm never going to play it again. It was just fun to play, and I beat it. Mass Effect 2, same thing. It was fun to play, but I'll never play it again because it's like, oh man, this is like really badly made. Sorry guys, I didn't like the Mass Effect series.
Okay. I really want to get to Abe's.
Okay, no, we're not doing Abe's question.
We are totally doing Abe's question.
No, we're not doing. That's the stupid. It's not even a question. You were just saying something weird to troll. I actually okay. I wonder if anyone remembers this.
Haze
for the PS3.
One of those old PS3 early PS3 games.
This was like touted as the Halo killer. And everyone played it, and they were like, "Oh my god, this is like the worst game ever made." And then I played it, and I'm like, "It's all right. It's okay. It's an average game, not that bad." But come on, Taylor, cool. think of a game that I've actually hated, other than Grandia Extreme.
Dang it, that was what I was gonna say. It's Grandia Extreme. A game that you've hated, Final Fantasy 15.
I beat it though.
Yeah, but you didn't like it.
Yeah.
You can still beat a game and
I played it. I played it. I enjoyed it, but I hate it. Do you get this?
That makes no sense.
You enjoy it. You enjoy playing the game, and then you realize like this could have been so much better.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going for.
Like Chrono Cross. I hated the game. Could have been so much better. I didn't enjoy it though.
But I can enjoy the game, and I'm like, this could have been better. But you also have to think of, because this is the problem that you have at the time. You have, and you always like, how do you do this? Is you get in the mindset of the time this game was made.
I can't do that, and it's impossible for me to do that.
So
you and Devil can do that really well. We're just like, I can just get transported. I can't do that because if there's a game that does something better, I only want the better thing. I can't go back and be like, well, it used to be like this. Like I can't put up with things that are annoying just because that's how they used to be, especially if somebody's done them better. I just can't do that.
It's like
this is not how I play
this
games.
is how games were made back in the day, and you just have to get through it. And like, okay, that's fine.
Nope.
Yeah.
High random encounter rate, can't do it, especially when other games got rid of it. Can't do it. Can't do it.
So
Abe.
No.
So Abe's question.
So everyone needs a comment. Like, is Taylor a scrub? Just say why. Comment why for yes, and then no, N for no, and we'll see how many Y's we get. Probably none, but you know.
Kimpy and Crafty am on my side with this, by the way. Me and Kimpy have had long conversations about like how games age, and I think that we talk about this often. I know you like the classic games. I still like classic games, but I've just, as games have gone on, there have been quality of life improvements.
Of course,
it's hard to go back.
That's how games go. That's how time flies.
Exactly, and like all the old games, as you look back on, are like, wow, this is just doesn't hold up anymore because other games have done it so much better.
Yeah. I don't get that point of view. I don't get it. It's like I can play.
Well,
it's easy. It's easy. It's like, okay, this is how games play. Let's play. This is fun. This is like playing retro games.
Okay.
It's like playing old Nintendo games.
See, I can do platformers because a platformer is a platformer. You jump, you shoot, you run, you hit things. Like a platformer is a platformer. But with RPGs, they have aged in so many different ways. Like, you know, random battles, turn-based battles. Some evolved like Tales have evolved because it's been action. I can't like. It feels like it's either wasting time or again, games have done it better.
We need to send Taylor to re-education camp.
Nah, it's never gonna happen. Sorry.
Never
I don't like playing outdated games, especially if they're not fun.
Well,
I'm not gonna play a game and torture myself just for the sake of being like, oh, I'm a hardcore JRPG gamer and I beat Final Fantasy IV, even though I hated every second of it. Like, I have nothing to prove. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and play old bad games just
They're
to
not,
say that I
no,
did
see,
it.
that's the thing. They're not bad. You need to stop thinking that they're bad. They're not. They're just old.
They're just old, and I can't put up with it
Yeah.
anymore.
Old bad. You keep saying they're bad. They're not bad. You just have to say,
Okay, they're not bad. They have not aged. There are a lot of games that have not aged.
like Final Fantasy 1.
Final Fantasy 1 is completely like, that is like so boring.
It's so hard to do.
But you can like it, right, Nick? Like, there's nothing you can hate about it. It's just so good. You just go in the turn base. There's no Phoenix sounds. You go back to the church. Oh, it's great. So awesome.
It's hard. What? I didn't say I love it.
But you said you can never hate anything. You always find the good in games, and nothing. You never critical of anything.
I'm not. What was I just critical of this episode?
So you hate Tales of Symphonia and you hate Granny Extreme. That's it.
Granny Extreme. Like I enjoy the games that I play. You look at this wall and you probably will not find a game that I don't like, except this one.
Exactly. Same thing with me. I only play the games I enjoy. You're right. That is something we can agree on. We only play games we
like. This game right here, Frogger. Have you played Frogger?
I know exactly what Frogger. See, now that's different though. Like I said, I can play platformers. It's JRPG mechanics.
But have you played this?
That a lot.
Just like Distrega, best game ever made, right?
Distrega's great. It's a fun game. Still holds up. You just blast stuff around. You jump around. You do stuff. Yeah, Distrega's awesome.
You know what game I haven't played that I have?
Jetmoto 2.
Frogger 2.
Frogger 2.
Did you know there was a Frogger 2? I did not know this. You know what?
No, I don't know.
You know what Frogger reminds me of?
Centipede?
Nick Yegi's house.
Yes, me too. That's exactly what I was just thinking. Because he was the only friend of mine that had that game.
I had to. We had
the remake or whatever.
Yeah. And I remember we were playing. Brian and I were over and we were playing Frogger. Just remember that. And then I always knew whose friends, who were the cool kids at school, because I would go to their house and they would have MechWarrior on their computers. They had MechWarrior on the computers. Like, you're a cool kid.
Oh yeah, I remember playing a lot of MechWarrior and Nick Yates. We played a lot of MechWarrior.
We played MechWarrior at your house. I remember I would always ask when I always went to your house, "Can I play MechWarrior?" And then you and Brian would do whatever.
It's all about MechWarrior Mercenaries, baby. Play as the elemental and just run into things. My favorite was when I made a Kodiak with 10 flamers and I alpha strike and you just explode.
And then you just kept doing it. And you're like, just kept doing it.
It was amazing.
I like doing that in MechWarrior 3. You make an annihilator and you just put like 9 PPCs on it. And then you just shoot them all at once. And you never see mechs explode in MechWarrior 3 at all, except for when you overheat that much. It's just like you fire it and then suddenly your neck just goes, and there's a huge crater of where you're at. Like there was actually a crater of where your mech was at. And then you just see all these parts just flying from like dropping from the sky. I'm like, that's awesome.
I love doing weird stuff like that in MechWarrior. That was so fun.
I remember the game was glitched. Like there was like bugs in the MechWarrior 2 Mercenaries where you could put like 2 Arrow 4s on an elemental, and you just run and shoot your Arrow 4s, and you just kill every mech in like one hit. And you're just like, I'm a little guy just running. You can't get me. Good times. This reminds me of rain and playing in the garage and LAN parties.
Good times.
And Windows 95.
So to answer Abe's question,
no, don't give him the attention. We are giving him the attention.
I want to give him the attention because it's funny.
He wants Princess Tiana in Kingdom Hearts 3, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. All right, so that's.
I wonder if they're gonna do Princess and the Frog because there's got to be worlds they haven't revealed yet, right?
No,
one would think.
I have a feeling they revealed all the new worlds, and we're going to revisit old worlds.
Well, we're already revisiting
Pirates,
Hercules, and Pirates of the Caribbean.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna go back to Halloween Town because that's always in a Kingdom Hearts game. Maybe we'll finally find, Traverse Town again.
Maybe. I'm still holding out hope we get the old Robin Hood, but I think they've lost that license a long time ago.
And we're gonna see Twilight Town and Radiant. What's it?
Gardens.
Radiant Garden. Yeah.
You know what's interesting? I read somewhere that this is only for Frozen, but I read that the actual movie voice actors are doing like Elsa and Anna.
Yeah, they usually have the original voice actors, unless they're huge actors like Tom Hanks.
Yeah, they're not going to get Tom Hanks, Tim Allen, or Johnny Depp. Those guys are not going to be in the movie or in the game.
Because you could see sometimes they actually have the voice talents of the characters. Like Jim Cummings, of course, they're always going to have Jim Cummings coming.
And what's the guy's name that plays Hades? James Woods. James Woods. That's actually James Woods. I'm almost positive.
Yeah, it is.
It sounds just like
it is. It is him. He's in the credits.
Okay.
But it's really funny when you hear him like fight. It's like, and all I think is, ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, a piece of candy.
Ooh,
Yeah. So we'll see. Well, if we'll see different Disney properties as like summons and like Easter eggs, I bet.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's probably where they'll come in because there's no Wreck-It, but there's a Wreck-It Ralph summon.
Yep.
So there will probably be the only one level I would love for them to have is a Zootopia level, but I don't know if that might be too hard because it's like a huge. I mean, it's basically like an open world with all kinds of different animals and stuff.
This is confirmed that Taylor's a furry.
Oh yeah, I thought that was pretty well known. Me and Kraft had talked about fox girls and cat girls and wolf girls.
That is different because they're not fully wolf. They're girls with ears and a tail. So that's half furry.
Half furry. Okay.
See, that's not real furry. Coconut's not a real furry.
She's a cat girl.
Yeah, but she's a girl with a tail and cat ears. That's it. And she acts like a cat. All right, guys. That would be it for this week on the Giant Sword Podcast. Thank you for listening. Taylor's camera is very bright. I'll tell him to dim it down a little bit. But yeah, so thanks for watching. We'll be back next week for sure. We're going to do it for sure on Tuesday. All right, so don't worry. Maybe we'll have more topics, more questions, more fun to be had. Maybe even have a Connor. We don't know. I'll ask him. He's probably down. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed what you listen to and you don't listen on iTunes, please give us a rating on iTunes. It helps us out so much. It gives us more traffic in iTunes if we get more ratings, more 5 stars. If you don't give us anything other than 5 stars, just don't even rate us. Just only 5 stars. But yeah, so I'm talking about everyone in Discord. You know who you are. Just go on iTunes and give us a rating. Especially you, Kraft.
Especially Kraft.
And be sure to subscribe, and we'll be back next week. See ya.
Peace.